Hello, traders. This is Andy with the live support session. Let me know if you see my screen. Oh, I gotta mute that. Boy, there's a really delay. Hey, Peppy, how you doing? Trader 77, how's it going, buddy? You guys seem like you're always first to chime in. I can appreciate that. Hey, Tasnam, welcome. All right. All right, for some of you guys who may be coming here for support, just drop any questions that you might have into the YouTube chat, and I'll do my best to get those answered for you. The rest of you, if you want to talk about stocks, you want to talk about the markets, we can always do that too if we don't have any software questions. So uh, hopefully we can learn something in here. Some crazy action. I really thinned out a lot yesterday. I just had a nice month and just not liking uh, the way the small, especially the small caps. I kept a lot of my big cap stuff, but just did not like what I was seeing. Like in just by the stocks I was in trading, but you can see IWM just kind of bleeding off, trying to hang on to that 10 period moving average, but. A lot of the favorites, although the nano nukes have been on fire. I called SMR yesterday, but I was afraid to try them today. I mean, like typically, like this RGTI down here off its 10 period moving average, I would jump on that in a second, but I'm telling you, it's not in favor. Maybe they will be. Let me stick a price alert up here just in case they get in play. Hi, 3 Sharp. Yeah, that's same Trader 7. Like I said, yeah, nice year, nice month, and I just don't feel a big advantage right now. So, uh, just yeah, not doing a whole lot. My Intel hypothesis didn't work out very well. But I mean, let's take a look at the weekly. I mean, yes, it's ugly. It's right back in the middle of its range. But I'm going to be interested to see if it can like hold basically its trend going back to this day. In other words, does not make another lower low. I just got really small size right now. I'm actually, taking good profits on it. I did hold some into earnings, sold a little bit when it ran up, and this kind of actually traded it this morning a little bit. But anyway, just yeah, that didn't. I tell you, those guys with all the money to be made in AI with an established company that's been around that long, that's a crying shame. But who knows? Maybe it'll just take a lot longer than I thought, but not not excited about that. Tesla's really been fighting back lately. I mean, the last couple of days they bought that back pretty quick, running into its 200-day moving average now, though. Take a look at the 200-day is at 319.64. So actually trying to get through it, but I wasn't expecting that. But I told myself this has just been too tough lately. You jump in it, you have a good position, everything's running, then he tweets something and it falls apart. So it's just too hard. I'm gonna wait for this thing to get back above this level, and then maybe all the stuff will have been washed out by then, and he's done with tweeting. Tasnim says, "Do you think there will be a market correction with SPY? There will definitely be a market correction. We just don't know when. Uh, it's too difficult to to fade. I mean, I actually bought some FAS yesterday. Just trying something different because typically what you get is maybe some rotation. It goes to all-time highs and then something rotates into oil or something like that. But I expect probably to be getting out this for a small loser. I'm trying to think. Oh, and I bought Biddy, which is short the Bitcoin yesterday, and then I added to it this morning. I've already scalped out a half, but it just looks like to me that IBIT, and if you look same chart that you'd see in the and doesn't necessarily mean it's going to, but it looks like to me may want to fill that gap down there. But we'll see if it bounces back up and holds this. That's impressive. Typically, when you break down like that, you'll see a gap fill. But I'll be quick to get out if it goes to highs. But as far as market correction, I mean, yeah, I mean it's I think it's tough right now. You got all this euphoria with AI, and then you got not only that, you got earnings, and they're just beating earnings across the board right now. Which it's kind of all a con game. It's like the market is rigged to go up, and it's you watch these analysts and you watch them, downgrade the earnings, and then they beat these downgraded earnings, and all of a sudden the stock's ripping because they beat these lowered earnings and things like that. But really, man, it seems like there's a high bid going to go to highs on me anyway. Uh, if you look over the last 15 years, I mean, typically we don't have a big correction unless it's news driven. And typically, yeah, I don't want to call it a black swan, but it's usually a pretty big news driven item. Whether it be COVID, whether it be, of course, the financial crisis in 2008, 2009 was brutal. You get another, credit event like that, yeah, you'll get more than just a correction. But uh, I mean, that doesn't mean we can't have, 5, 10% pullbacks, which I guess 10% would, is that a correction? 10%? Is that what it is? But when you move up so far, let's take a look. This is a good topic. When you move up so far and well, let's pull up the weekly and let's zoom out. I mean, when you get these, massive moves over several years, and you do get like a correction like we had here. I think that was 10. Yeah, I think that was maybe 15 or 20. But anyway, just it doesn't seem like anything like it used to, because I mean, you could not even go back, to 2021 uh, lows, and really, you could not even go back. I mean, here we are in 2024. So you get a massive correction, and you're still above, what is that? Yeah, January 24 highs, or yeah. So it's just when you do get these moves, it just doesn't feel like the ones in the past where we weren't so inflated. All assets are just been so inflated over the years with all this free money. Hey, Mike C, what's up, buddy? I mean, and it's a select few. I mean, I got a lot of stocks in here that were really kind of setting up good, and uh, you get in market here again at all-time highs, and it's just none of these setups are anywhere, like this trade desk. I thought this thing had the potential, and it still does. Put it back on the daily. This trade desk, if it does get through 86, I mean, now you're talking about in the gap here. So you could have a big move if this thing gets above. Let me move this thing right quick. So let's check out this high right here. Yeah, it's 85.18. So the high here was 86. So it did pop it, kind of go barely through that range high and then pull back. But I think if we can get back through it, this thing could have a nice run. Yeah, David, and I'm not so sure we still don't have bad inflation. I mean, I can look at the bills I pay every month at the grocery store and electricity, cars, insurance. My gosh, there's some inflation somewhere. Maybe not in gasoline, but it's no, no, we don't have deflation at all. Mm-mm. Markets at highs. Amazon just sputtering around. Apple just sputtering around. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Trader 77 stocks do have inflation. Well, NNE really shot out of the gate. SMAR back negative. Yeah, I still don't trust these things. I trusted them yesterday, but ARC strong sector today. VLTR with a nice move. Oh, was that a midday move there? No, that's it right at the open. I'm sure Trader 77 was all over that one, but not being felt by the others, that's for sure. Oh, I was in AI yesterday and got that ugly news. About looking for a new CEO. It's always fun when you're sitting in a perfect, beautiful stock. I mean, set up there, looks like it wants to go back through 30, and then you get that news. Luckily, I'd bought it and I'd scalped out most of it the prior day, but I had a little bit that hurt. Dollar volume work on pre-market. Yes, it does. YOLO. It should. I mean, you have. Uh, Shouldn't it, Peppy? I'm pretty sure it should, right? It's just a calculation of we do have today's volume works on in pre-market, so I don't know why the dollar volume wouldn't work. Thank you, Peppy. Thanks for the confirmation. Bought some K-Web, and I thought I'd get a better move than this, and I still may, but I bought it this morning right off that 10 period moving average. and that's why you see some China stocks on there. I thought maybe uh, get some pop in some of these. I like this Lee at this level, filled the gap, but I may have to sit on it. WRD's been a champ for me. It's running into a little bit of a area up here. If he does get through that, then you're looking at the next high way up here around 1174. So let's be sure and we mark that. Let's see what else is going on. You're welcome, YOLO. So BBAI sitting on its 10. So all these stocks are sitting on their 10. As the market goes to highs, but let's check the IWM. Nothing. So I think if you, I think you need to watch this if you can get a bounce off this 10 and IWM. So maybe this is the 5 days. So if it does get through there, I may take a shot on some of those quants and AI stocks that are sitting. A lot of them are sitting right on their 10. It's amazing how they can all just everything just kind of trade together. But it's really hard to trust anything right now. Take a look at the big boys. Amazon is flat, and we'll have earnings next week. Boy, Tesla can't stop it. So looks like Tesla is reason ARC is so strong. You got Tesla, which I'm sure has a big weighting in that. You got Hood performing well. You got Shop PLTR. I finally gave up on Donkey Kong. I sit in this thing forever and could not get it to break out. Got to put alert because it'll happen when I'm not looking. Yes, I would think so. 3 Sharp, thanks for confirming that. Got Tesla, the big boys, AMD's having a nice day. Let's see, spies are this. Yep, they're moving higher as well. Okay, 3 Sharp, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, the last thing on my mind was to come in and load up on Tesla this morning, but would have been a would have been a nice move. Do you remember the name of it, 3 Sharp? Because I think I posted maybe a few. I typically do. Was it? I remember showing this one last week. Extreme Volume, Extreme Volume High Low Pro. Oh, my homework. Was it this one? Your basic go-to screen, maybe. This is my basic go-to dock that I do. Uh, where I find my setups. When you say screen, you're talking about my whole layout? Because I don't remember. I don't think I. It was probably this. I think the only two that I showed last week was this one and my Extreme Volume High Low Pro. Somebody asked for that. Yeah, it's this one. I'll sure you can find some nice setups in there. As a matter of fact, I probably should. It's always a good What I had to do that. Let me just go ahead and give you a nice fresh one. There you go. We could take a look some of those stocks that are setting up here, like new core there. Not seeing a whole lot of common stuff that I trade. It's all like, yeah, typically I like to wait to the end of the day or the next morning to see get these things. Meta's on there, but got a lot of stocks like this. Tesla's going to go back to 330. I bet I could stop it. Okay, IWM kind of a little poke its little head up. It depends on your style of trading, Tasnim. Do you have are you a day trader or are you a swing trader? Because it works in pretty much all time frames. Typically, if I were still day trading, I would use me personally would use a 15-minute time frame. If you go with like a 5 minute, they're just too frequent. Yeah, I think you're going to find yourself getting in and out a lot. Yeah, if you're a momentum trader, I would I would stick with a 15-minute chart and try to ride that momentum longer, than a 1 or 3 minute or 5 minute. It'll work on any time frame, but you'll find yourself, I think, getting out a lot. Now, if you're really fast momentum trader where you like to, jump in and out, then maybe you can try the 5 minute. But I think, you know, if you really want to be successful day trading, I think you gotta get out of that micro scalping, time frame and try to stick for those trades, longer. Be a pure day trader. Let the momentum work for you until it breaks down. And a 15-minute chart is going to keep you in a trade using the trade wave a lot longer than a 5 minute or a 3 minute. Well, yeah, there's a Big buyer, Tesla. Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to use it. It's definitely a nice tool. Think I'm liking this sound. If it gets back above at 90, if we can get, a bounce. Because I believe if the Qs and spies keep going, I think you're going to see some. I think you'll see some action maybe in the IWM. Although BBAI is 54, has been holding its 10-period moving average pretty much since the first 30 minutes of the day. I wouldn't be thinking about these if, PLTR wasn't so strong. If Are you familiar? Do you know how to use the missing symbol feature that we have, YOLO? It's a cool little feature, and it'll show you what filters weren't satisfied. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. It's cool feature. Let me show in here, give it to you. Missing symbol check. Now, here's the only key. It's really easy to work. Uh, what you want to make sure when you put the start and end time, it to me it doesn't sound right. Seems like it should be flipped the other way around. So just make sure you look at this and you put the it's because it says start and end, but your earliest date is going to go on the bottom, and your most recent date is going to go on the top. So basically, it's starting from like the most recent time, and you put the earlier time there. But anyway, yeah, check it out. It works well. So just read through the instructions. It's not that difficult to use at all because it's always a filter. It really is. 100% of the time. Yeah, that can help a lot. Yeah, Lee. Tesla is doing pretty good volume. Hood, not so much. Its relative volume is only 0.82, so that may. I'm not sure if your 1 minute, 5 minute volume would have been met in those in that one. Okay, IWM's going to like about a 3 hour high right now. Boy, just let's pull up the old race here. Take a look at the race, see if we see what we see interesting. Typically don't play this just because being a swing trader, I'm not. Some of these things are not my type of setups. Most of them, have gone a lot of times when you see them. What that looks like, if you're a momentum trader, that looks like it wants to go to another 30 cents anyway. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if I want to play a blockchain stock with Bitcoin's down so much, but maybe I'll just throw a little alert in there. Dawn, yeah, that one was running yesterday too. Biotech. Every time I see Tron, I think of that old computer animated movie. I'm sure only the old guys in here would remember that one. I think they did. I actually think they did a remake though. Man, it sure is. Looks like it's maybe trying to get a little bit tired here, but man, what a run! Made up more than half its gains. I mean, losses that it had. There's the IWM alert finally poking its head. Probably get hit over the head though. There's nothing but selling in a lot of this stuff, though. This BBAI wants to roll over and go to Lowe's. Seems like it likes going to that 20 period moving average. So I'll stick one down there. Yeah, just being a Friday, I'll be looking maybe for some day trades, but I'm not looking to take home a whole lot. And this market could just keep going. But like I've said, when you've had a good month and you're up here in this which could potentially be tippy top range, a person we do. We have this support webinar every day, Monday through Friday at the same time, 12 Eastern. So yeah, be sure to come in here. You can learn a lot. You can ask questions. We'll help you if you have it, stumbling with the software. All of us are pretty much long time traders, uh, really long time traders. So we can help you with the software, or we can help you with, you know, if you want any sort of like mentoring or things like that. No, no, no. It's just an hour. We come in here now, Barry. We have a trading room that you can go to. We have a trading room that's open pretty much. He opens up about 30 minutes before the bell, and uh, I can give you the here. I'll give you the website. You have to create a login, but here's our trading room that opens in the morning. Typically doesn't go all the way to the close. I think sometimes he shuts down about an hour or so before. uh, but we take over. You can come in here from 12 to 1 Eastern time, and we can help you, with any questions you might have. Like I said about the software, maybe you're trying to build a configuration. We're always good at helping there. Oh, you're welcome. Here's the trading room. So yeah, be sure to get in there too, because Barry, there's some great traders in there. They talk about trading and no, no, it's open by yep. It's yeah, Lowe's. It's hard. I mean, it really. I mean, gotta make we get it right. Unfortunately, I'm not part of the team, so I just can kind of go off what we learned. They're working diligently, and uh, I will say this: the live execution probably about several months. I think the key is this is something you're going to want to paper trade on for a while, and so hope is by next month, maybe the latter part of August, we'll have a test drive and we'll have a beta version that has access to it where you can at least paper trade on it. Healthy gas station. I like that name. Hi, Andy. Do you have a better ideas using position and range filter? Those are my specialty. 90% men, but there's no guarantee. I don't know what you mean, but there's just no guarantee. I can't find that on the system. Uh, you might have to explain to me what you mean by there's no guarantee. I don't know what you're. Uh, a person I think I was talking about. You do not have to be a subscriber. The trading room is free to everybody, so you can go in there. You can come in here, obviously for free. Uh, I think that's all I said, and then I moved on to this. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me now. Is everything okay? Yeah, for some reason, I need to talk to Spectrum. Get these little hiccups, usually around noontime too. Nope, you don't, a person. Okay, thank you, guys. Healthy gas station, position and range, and you're talking about the what position and range are you referring to? We have several of them. No, no, no. I have Wi-Fi. It's just that you still have to be on the internet and a router, and I think those are fine. But I had this issue about 3 years ago where I just kept getting these hiccups throughout the day, and they had to send somebody out and do something around our neighborhood, like put some sort of splitter in. So I hope that's not the same case. It only does it, like I said, a couple right now about 2 or 3 times a day. I can live with that, but boy, that one time it was doing it like every 30 minutes. It seems like. So position and range. Let's say you're looking at a 60-minute range, and you only want to see stocks that are near their high, right? So what you could do here, near their high of their 60-minute range, is you can come in here and you write uh, gas station. You can put 90% right there, and we know that the price is at least 90% above the low end of this range. So it's just looking at the last 60 minutes. So that doesn't mean it's only 10% going through a new high. It's just looking at that range, that 90-minute range. So it could have sold off hard and still, be in the 90 percentile of its 60-minute range. But just type in position or POS space range, and you can get all these, range filters that we have. Yeah, Pepe, I hear you. Okay, 3-minute candles. Yeah, it's not going to look at any candles. Okay, only thing it's going to look at is the hourly range or the minute range, whatever you're looking at. So if you're looking at 60 minutes, obviously it's going to be a 1 hour range there. It's not going to be looking at individual candles. Uh, No, no, I don't have a Discord site. Back a long time ago, Steve and I used to have a Today Trader where we had a site where people could come on and watch me trade live. But I moved on from that since I'm basically a swing trader now. But healthy gas station, if you want to uh, me to pinpoint kind of what you're trying to build. Okay, typically you can build it with these position and range filters. So give me your strategy. What's your strategy for this scan, and I could definitely help you. But it doesn't look at individual candles. Okay, it just looks at the range, the time range. Okay, IWM is getting a little pop, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of. Yeah, we were trying to do something like that. Well, He was doing it on YouTube, I believe, David. We used to uh, he used to do it on YouTube, but it came a problem with his systems. I think StreamYard was somehow it was kind of messing up his computer, so he just sticking strictly to the trading room right now. The link I dropped. Yes, they are recorded, and I assume they'll be on our YouTube page. I'm not sure exactly how long it takes to get on there. Probably a day or two, but okay. So he abandoned Discord because there's a user limit. All right, that makes sense. We tried having a nice little move. Amazon never did a thing. Apple never did a thing. Nvidia sitting on its hands. Okay, here's what you would do. Let's just I would use a top list in that case because you're not looking. You're saying you use the word around. That tells me you don't necessarily need an alert to go through. So what I would do is ah start from scratch and put your price range in there. Let's say you're looking for $5 to $10, or sorry, $100, and you want to put. You said gap. So let's talk about. Go to search terms, put in gap. Gap percentage is obviously the best one to use because it's relative to the price of the stock. And let's say you're looking for stocks that are gapping up at least 3%. You can change this. I'm just kind of you can pull up a scan and work along with me and put whatever values you want in these fields. But and then what you want to use is in your case is position in range. This is the one that looks at the whole range for today. Okay. So if it's a gap up, it's not gonna peg it to the close of yesterday. It's gonna peg it to wherever it gapped up to. So basically, or if it gapped up and went down lower. So in other words, it's gonna use the whole trading day, but it's not gonna include, that gap. So you want to use position and range and add filter. And let's say you only want to see the ones that are within 10% of the range of going through highs, and you could probably even bring it down to uh, you put it at 95 if you wanted to. We'll leave it at 90 just so we can kind of see. I don't know if you want to use any relative volume. If you have a gap, more than likely it's probably going to have some volume with it. But let's put volume today, 200,000 shares at least. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some columns now. We definitely want price. Like to see relative volume. Let's do change from the close first. Relative volume, maybe some 5-minute volume so you can see if there's current volume coming in at the time it's approaching daily highs. and then just go ahead and use the gap so you can see how much it gapped. And you definitely want to use the position in range. Okay, we'll call this gap. Gap up, near highs. All right, let's look at our, well, Tron. We just talked about Tron. Now you could always use some, I mean, this is one ugly looking daily. Okay, so you could always use some sort of uh, maybe if you want the price above a certain level, a moving average. I typically will throw something in. It has to be above the 50 or something like that, but you don't have to do that. It's up to your. There you have it. This one is on your screen, and you can see there's gap was satisfied, gapped up. Looks like 5%. And now you got volume coming in, and it's letting you know that, hey, it's close to in this range right here. You can hover over it and it'll show you it's 97%. Now, if you don't want those, you can, forgot how to change that. You can take off the graphical indicator. It's on my other screen here, but you, and it'll give you just like that to where it'll show you 98%. So you know, you see 98%, this thing was ready to go to highs. Just pulled back right now, didn't quite make it. And look, it fell out. So it's pretty much real time. You know, if the thing pops back up, it's going to get back in there. Okay, MTX just entered, and there you have it. So is this kind of what you're looking for? Healthy gas station? Let's see what happened here. I'm using this new beta version, so we're kind of working through the bugs on these things. Not beta, but a dev version. So I'm lost my positions. Okay, NXTC. So I'll tell you what, I will share this healthy gas station. You can take it if you may not want it, but if you can always take it and kind of make some changes. Maybe you don't want the gap to be 3%, maybe you want it 2%. But anyway, I will save this and throw it into there so you can have it if you want it. Gap near highs. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. We have run out of time pretty quickly. Market's kind of bleeding off now. Which doesn't surprise me when I look around and I see so much stuff not going. Just market, I think, was being taken to highs by Tesla and AMD and a few others. But hey, yeah, thank you. You're welcome, Tasnim. You guys have a great weekend. Keep it tight, and I will talk to you next week. Bye bye. You're welcome, YOLO.